Your soul and spirit fly into mystic. Let your soul and spirit fly into mystic, into mystic, into mystic, into mystic.
Good evening. You know what? I've never messed up.
What was that?
You know,
What
I
was
looked at you
that?
and I said, good evening. Good evening and welcome back to Mystic Matters. We are the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. And good evening, Frank Ficini, who's in the back. Always there for us, right, Tricia Cunningham?
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
good evening again, Tricia. So, how we doing?
We are doing great. We're gearing up for all the holidays, but I know one of our favorite attractions has some updates to share with us.
And I know
some
what he's
holiday
gonna say.
updates.
I know what he's going to say. So we want to welcome back
Yes.
Dan McFadden from the Mystic Seaport. Welcome back,
Welcome.
Dan.
Thank you very much.
And what's going on at the Mystic Seaport?
Well, an event very close to your heart, I understand, is the Lantern Light Tours,
Yes.
which starts on December 26th. This is the 32nd year we'll be doing it.
32nd year.
32nd year.
I want to know,
Wow.
Tricia, do you remember the year
That it
you-
started?
No,
No, 'cause I don't-
because that was your first date with your husband.
My very first date with my husband was Lantern Light Tours. It was quite magical.
But what year was that?
I don't remember.
Okay, so for
I
32
Maybe we don't want to
years-
go there.
I think it might have been 7 or 8 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. We'll
actually,
hold it to you.
probably. It's probably
Probably,
about.
yeah.
Let's go with
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, one of Tricia's favorite events anyway.
It is.
It's one of ours too, and actually, I'm a new employee at the museum, and what I didn't realize was how much they change it up every year.
Oh, they do.
Every year it's a
It's a
different
different
story.
story every year. They start work on February for it, which I didn't realize, and one person writes the story. They start production planning way back then. It's 70 actors from Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island put it together.
70 actors.
70 different actors.
That's
I didn't realize
amazing.
it was 70 actors.
Me neither.
We run 2 tours parallel. So one is handicapped accessible. The other is people who can walk and get around more. So you can do either one. Every 15 minutes a tour leaves. So we have essentially 2 casts doing the same story. So you get the same experience.
So, Dan, when does it actually start and what time does it start?
It starts at 5 o'clock every day. The first day we do it is December 26th. And it's basically every Friday or
November
Saturday.
26th?
Excuse me, November 26th.
Okay.
Right.
Just
Then
checking.
basically every Friday or Saturday. But check our website. We have a few extra days around the holidays too.
Okay, what is your website?
It's www.mysticseaport.org.
And one of Suzette's favorite events every year.
Yes, let's talk
at
about
the
this.
Seaport.
I know when it is this year, December 18th?
December
Okay,
18th. It's the
right.
community carol sing. It all kicks off at 2. As you know, you bring a food item for the Pawcatuck
Pawcatuck
Neighborhood Center. Get into the museum for that, and they've had 1,000+ people singing.
Right.
And we hope to do it again this year, and we hope to have good weather.
Right.
But I understand if you come, that
Right.
kind of throws
Yeah.
you
Well,
into
you know,
question.
Dan,
So
and
that
I will
brings the
tell you, I
colds.
will tell you, even if it's bad weather, people still come out to sing. And when we talk about a community carol singing, it really is a community. You will run into everybody that you know. They come out, they support the Pawcatuck Neighborhood Center, but most importantly, is support the Mystic Seaport as well. And it's a great time. It's for a few hours, and it's really all the
What a great
good-
way. Just a great family tradition,
Right.
a local
You know what
tradition.
it's like when the carolers used to come to your home. Well, you are a part of it, and it's just a great opportunity to support your community, support Mystic Seaport, support the Pawcatuck Neighborhood Center. Bring a warm coat, I will tell you, and if it rains,
Hat and
just
gloves.
hat and gloves. But you know what? When you're all huddled together, it really isn't that cold.
It's a good time.
It's a really
good
good time. So Dan, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
reporting
Thank
that,
you.
and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
See you in a
Yes.
couple weeks.
So Tricia, what else is going on?
Well, we started talking about holiday events with
Right.
Dan, so a couple other holiday events that are right around the corner. In downtown Mystic, we have some amazing holiday events. We have Santa Arrives by Tugboat. This is November 26th, the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Isn't that one of your favorite
this-
events outside of the
You know,
Lantern Light Tours? I think
That
it
is one of my favorites, and that night
Yeah.
is when it's really magical.
Yeah.
That night, this coming Saturday night, is the Holiday Lighted Boat Parade. So we have about 25 boats that are all decked out in holiday lights
Unbelievable.
parading down the Mystic River. The chamber staff really works hard on this event and really tries to make it a great day for downtown Mystic. And we also also have coming up in December, we have the Groton Lights Parade.
Right.
So we're also looking for more people to participate in that. So if there's a company that wants to do a float or some marchers that want to participate, give us a call at the Chamber. Luminaria, the Festival of Lights at Old Mystic Village and the Mystic Aquarium. The list goes on for holiday events. The Mystic Stroll in downtown Mystic.
Right. One of my favorite events.
Yep. And for all of these events, you can go onto our website, mysticchamber.org. There's also in Stonington Borough, the Stonington Borough Stroll. But new this year, we're starting, is in downtown Mystic, Men's Night.
Men's Night.
So Men's Night is happening December 16th.
Okay.
We'll be having free gift wrapping for all the men. So if they go bring their items from their locally purchased items and bring them to 2 different locations.
That's wonderful.
Yep. And then there'll be different discounts at the local restaurants and bars for some drinks after they're done shopping.
And very important, in conjunction with all of these events, remember that our local businesses are open for the holidays, and also our restaurants are also open for the holidays. So you come to the events, plan on doing some shopping, planning on doing some eating, and just make it a whole night event. You know, a couple hours in downtown Mystic, it's going to be wonderful.
Absolutely. And one thing I want to mention before we go on to our guest is Suzette, right here, has just celebrated 20 years in business. So it's quite a wonderful, it's really an accomplishment and something that we should all take notice. And it's important for everybody in the community to support local businesses because those local businesses support you right back. So it's just something that I really want to drill into people this holiday season.
And I also just want to mention, since we're mentioning all these different things, Dr. Packy Montiel was on our show a couple of weeks ago, and I had the opportunity to go to the North Stonington Healthcare Center in North Stonington. What a wonderful facility. I went there for care, but I will tell you, also support that facility.
They took good care of you.
They took good care of me, and she was on a couple of weeks ago, and they're just great people.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
So, you think we want to go into our guest?
Yes, and speaking of local business.
Well, local business, I think you should do the honors here.
Well, we have Deborah Jaccarino from from Frippery's in downtown Mystic.
Welcome,
but
Deborah.
You're wearing 2 hats today.
Yeah, I am wearing 2 hats.
So you're also representing Mystic Indoor Tennis.
Yes, I am.
And you brought your tennis director, Scott Hill,
I did.
from
Good
Mystic
evening,
Indoor
Scott.
Tennis.
Good evening.
Good
Thank you
evening.
for having me today.
Nice to see
Thank
you
you,
very much.
both of you, for being here. So, you know, we were just talking a little bit about local business and
Yes, I'm glad you
downtown
mentioned
Mystic.
Men's Night.
Oh, there's a non-stop activities.
Scott, Men's Night.
See you there.
We'll see you December
We
16th.
have surprises for the men of our very
great.
own.
Oh, Deb,
Excellent.
that's fantastic.
Well, since you have 2 hats on today, you own a shop in downtown Mystic.
Yes, I do.
And how long have you been in business in downtown?
18 years, I'm catching you.
All right, all right. So
That's
in a
great,
couple
Deb.
years, almost 20 years of business in downtown Mystic, and Deborah's been a great supporter of the chamber, a great supporter of the local community, and you've been very
And
active.
a great shop.
Thank you.
And wonderful. So tell us a little bit about the shop and what people can find at your store.
Well, we bring in a lot of inventory from the European markets, which you really can't find in any other store. But we really focus on special ordering and taking care of our customers' needs and
And you sell
customer satisfaction.
lingerie and nightwear.
We sell lingerie, we sell nightwear, we take care of a lot of the men that come in that are uncomfortable in other settings and find it to be a little comfortable to come to us.
So some one-on-one service.
Definitely. Our specialty is fitting, so we invite everyone to come down and just,
I can attest to
check
that.
things
If you
out.
have a gown, okay,
Yeah,
and
for
we
certain
go to,
dress,
we
you
go
need
to
the right
a lot
certain-
of different functions, and you can't find the right fit. Go to
We
Deb's
can
shop.
help.
Go to Frippery's because they can help.
We can definitely help.
Yeah.
And
Happy to.
You're located right in downtown Mystic, right along Main Street, next to Why Ever Not. So
Yes, right next to Why Ever Not, and we do appreciate everyone who's continued to support us big time through all of the construction and everything. So we're really grateful to our local customers. They're fabulous. They're still coming, so we're very happy.
good.
Let's talk about this new venture.
Yeah.
Mystic Indoor Tennis.
Let's talk about that, Scott.
Well, it's
Well,
not,
tell us where Mystic Indoor Tennis is.
It's actually on 90 Wells Road,
Okay.
off of Highway 184, and that's the thing. A lot of people don't know it's there, so we're trying to do our best to get the word
out, right.
that we have 4 really nice covered indoor courts that are the same surface as the U.S. Open. And this next summer, we're going to have 2 outdoor clay courts in pristine condition.
Being built. soon, or
we
well,
we had a bubble
okay
over it,
right
over
okay.
our indoor courts, and we just took the bubble down.
Okay.
And now we're going to remove the bubble and then start working on the clay courts, which will be ready by spring.
Is this the smaller one in the front, or
we have
part of the larger?
The bubble,
in the back?
You can really tell the bubble. It's a roundish type
Okay.
figure, but now it's on the ground, so
Okay.
you can't even really see it. We're just going to haul that off and then put in the 2 clay courts. But the 4 indoor are just in perfect condition. Wow. We have programs for anyone and everyone that you can imagine, from 10 and under tennis. I don't know if you know, the USTA is running a program now for 10 and under tennis.
Tell us what USTA is.
United States Tennis Association.
Okay.
And 10 and under tennis is a new program that they're implementing for kids to play with Nerf balls, small rackets, smaller net, so that all the equipment is scaled down to their size.
Right. So start them when they're young.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Get
And
them
we have
involved.
Active.
we have 5, 6-year-olds already playing, and with small rackets.
Oh, fun.
And small nets and little Nerf balls that we toss to them. And they learn how to throw early. And they learn all the basic skills of hand-eye coordination. And then as they progress, they have good technique. Instead of picking up one of mom or dad's rackets that are too heavy for them and the net's taller than they are.
Well, they're getting the right equipment.
Yeah.
That's right. And going out and picking up bad habits, this is the perfect way for them to be able to pick up the good habits, good fundamentals early, so that when they're ready to hit the real balls, they don't have injuries, they have good technique, and they have a lot more fun, a lot more success with it, instead of going out the first couple of times and playing with a huge tennis court with big rackets.
Setting them
and
up to fail.
and then setting them up to fail, and then them saying, I don't like this, I think I'll just do soccer.
Yeah.
But now we got something finally with even lines, different scorekeeping. It's really gonna help. So that's the program that we like to kickstart the most, as well as a new adult program for beginners.
Oh,
So
I'm it.
remember, tennis.
You mentioned bad habits. You mentioned bad habits. So I was going to ask you, what
Yeah.
are some of the bad habits that people need to look out for?
Oh well, grips.
How are you supposed to hold on to the tennis? Because I would think
Well-
I would hold on to it like a baseball bat.
There you go.
Like, is that correct?
No, that's not.
Why don't you show us, Scott?
Well, what's interesting is back with Rod Laver, back decades ago, there was just one grip used, and that's called the continental grip. And that's where you shake hands with the racket and just slide it down. And they hit forehands, they hit backhands, they hit volleys, they hit their
Is it ever
serve.
appropriate if you have 2 hands on the racket?
On
Is
a
that ever
two-handed
acceptable?
backhand.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
So,
on
like,
a two-handed
not
backhand.
often.
But they didn't have many
Okay.
two-handed backhands back with the wooden rackets. Now that the equipment has really changed the power of the game, the grips have now gone from continental to a lot more topspin. And starting back with Bjorn Borg and
That's way back.
yeah, way back then, they started with the topspin, even with the wooden rackets. So now the grips are where the racket face is what we call closed. This would be an open racket face. This is what they had with wooden rackets, so the ball would travel further. But now with the closed racket face, they can put a lot of topspin on it and have faster racket head speed and the power of not only the rackets but the strings. The technology of the strings have increased the power. So the game's changed a lot in the last 20 years because of the equipment mainly, and the athletes are getting bigger and stronger. And but the main thing to remember is tennis is a sport of a lifetime. So we have 35, 40-year-olds just playing for the first time, just coming out and playing. And I know
Deborah's supposed to be getting me in there to play.
that's right.
We're going to do
Yeah.
that.
Do
Definitely.
you have anybody over 40?
Oh yeah, Are
How
you
about
kidding?
over 45?
Absolutely.
Okay, so if you, I mean, for beginners.
For
is what
beginners,
what I'm
yes.
saying.
Yes, we do. Yes,
Some
we do.
people have a lot of endurance, but not necessarily the technique.
And we even
And not necessarily under 40.
You know what I'll tell you is
I would
think-
love to. I've heard about Mystic Indoor.
Well, it's a
Tennis,
great
and I
place.
would love to go.
And one of the things I like best about it is they have their courts, but in between the courts are these nets. So when you hit that ball, it's not going to go fly across to the other
Right.
court while there's someone else is playing.
Dividers,
Right,
So
yeah.
it's
right.
great for me
Right.
because that was one of my see, look, I'm still swinging with two
two
hands.
Yeah, I know,
I'm
definitely.
going to have to tie one behind my back when I go play.
Debbie, how'd you get involved?
Well, I have been playing tennis for several years now at Mystic Indoor Tennis and loved it. And one of the women that works there has trouble, as I do, finding really cute, nice tennis apparel and the proper equipment to play with and in. She knew I was in retail, and she said, well, why don't you open up a pro shop here? And I was like, oh, are you kidding me? Another thing to do. But I thought about it for a while, and then I said, you know what? Now's the perfect time to start a new business. People are looking for things to do. It's time to start fresh and encouraging. And I couldn't find what I needed. So if I can't find what I need, I'm sure there's people out there not finding what they need.
I'm with you.
And it's
Deborah.
done.
I
It's done.
really am.
It's done tremendously well. Just in the month or 2 months that it's been open, the rackets that have been sold, the Fila and K-Swiss clothing, the Babolat shoes, and Babolat rackets, which is what Andy Roddick.
this is
This is
beautiful.
the Andy
This is a beautiful
Roddick
racket.
racket right here that he plays with, and it's just been an incredible addition to our club, because there's not really another tennis-specific pro shop within, I don't know, 45-minute drive. I don't even know if there's one
Well, if you're
tennis.
going to play tennis or you're going to play a sport, I mean, part of it is feeling good and feeling good about
Right.
yourself while you're doing it.
Exactly.
I think that's, I mean, for
Yep.
women anyways, I think it's very, very
Exactly.
important.
And she has great taste.
Exactly. So why not leave it up to an expert?
Yep.
you
Well,
know?
it's helpful to have it there because I am not a racket expert. I'm not a string expert. We offer all of these opportunities there, but we have the people there that do know tennis rackets, that do know strings, and they're always available there to talk to. But the important point I want to get across also is that I'm not open to just people who are members of Mystic Indoor Tennis. I am open to the public.
Right.
And I invite anybody who plays at any club or an outdoor player, come in, talk to me, take a walk
an
around the
actual
facility,
store.
see if you like it. But
Right.
yes, this is
Right.
an actual store that happens to be in the tennis club. So I welcome everybody
And
to
the
come.
shop
I
is called
encourage
the
them to-
Tennis Toggery.
Exactly.
I love
So
tennis.
what you do is you go into Mystic Indoor Tennis. You'll see their
Clubhouse.
office, their clubhouse, and it's inside the clubhouse. So you would go in there, and she has all the racks and all sorts of different choices.
Right, and I start with children. I have children's, I have young boys. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, my son played tennis, USTA tennis, all through junior and high school, and you couldn't find tennis gear for these boys. They, some tournaments require you still to wear white. Depends where you play. If you play up at the Point Judith one, it's all white. So you people can't find that. They can't find
There's nothing
tennis
creative about the
sneakers
outfits.
to fit young children. I have those. So, and then, I carry the adult wear too, the men's and women's. I can have everything that you want embroidered with your club name, doesn't have to be my club name. Happy to work with the local schools who want uniforms out there. I can work with that, getting them what they need. So,
Well, interesting
yeah,
because it also highlight your facility as well. This seems like a
It's a nice
win-win
partnership.
It really does.
situation
It is.
here.
It
Because
creates a lot more traffic going through the
Absolutely.
store for non-members. Like she says, you don't have to be a member to come through. So the more traffic that comes through, then the better for both of us. It's really a win-win situation.
Now, Scott, what time does the facility open? What time does it close?
How does Mystic Indoor Tennis work? You're talking about members and
Yeah.
non-members. How can people get involved? How can they go in and play tennis?
We open at 8 a.m. And close at 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
It's a long day.
Yeah, and we even have clinics on Monday mornings. I do a clinic even at 7 a.m. from 7 to 8:30 a.m. So and we have season court time that people have bought. That means that's their court for the whole winter, and we have those starting at 7 a.m. as well. So even though we don't really officially open till 8, I actually live in the clubhouse. I'm there 24/7. So I can go down and unlock the doors, turn on the lights at 6:30, and boom, at 7 o'clock, the place is pretty jamming with players already.
Right.
And a lot of the ladies play in the morning. We have clinics for 2-5, basically, which would be after you take my class, which is the adult beginner class. You would be at 2-5, and then we have 3-0 clinics for women and men. We have 3-5, 4-0, and 4-5. All the levels are covered, but in the juniors, after the 10 and under, we have the developmental program. So it's like a step up every time that you improve and your level of your game jumps. You go from the Pee Wee tennis 10 and under to the developmental program, which is 11 through 13, to the tournament training, which is the next level.
So with the tournament training, do you take kids and go on different circuits and actually play in some?
We're working on getting a team. Yeah, we have a team, a USTA team that George Kraus, one of the tennis pros in the area, has been doing for probably 15 years. And he takes care of our USTA team, and he works it out of Mystic Indoor Tennis. And then for the high school kids, we have what's called the heavy hitters, and that's the top level. And we had some.
Definitely isn't going to be you and I.
Yeah.
I mean, but
last year, I'll tell you what. Last year, we had 6 seniors that were did incredibly well. One, Brandon Rude, won the Connecticut High School State Boys Championship.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
fantastic.
And another one, Emily Burgess, got a scholarship to University of Massachusetts. Okay, she's playing for UMass. And then we had 4 other seniors that really, really high level.
Now, do you give private lessons as well, or?
Oh yeah, private, semi-private. You can form your own clinic. Say that the 2 of you and you got 2 friends together, and you wanted to do your own instructional clinic. We have those. A lot of people set.
Is there laughing allowed?
Oh yeah, we have a lot of fun.
Deborah, is there I mean, really, seriously, laughing aloud?
Oh
I mean, I
God,
can just
laughing.
picture
We have such a good
Tricia
time.
and I,
They're
who are
laughing all the time.
But I would want to learn something too, so maybe that might not be a good fit.
I don't think it'd be a good fit.
I don't think you and I
Oh, you would.
No, you.
I mean, if you're there to have fun.
Deborah and I would.
You know what? With the right fundamentals starting out, it's so much easier to learn the correct way the first time.
Oh, I would want to learn the correct way.
What's one of the biggest things you tell your students when you have a beginner coming in, regardless of age? What is one of the first things you tell them?
Well, the first thing I tell them is to line up the butt of the racket at the ball. So I tell them to imagine there's a digital camera, okay, pointing at the ball. Okay, if I'm hitting a forehand, so the ball's here, okay, and then you line the butt of the racket up at the ball, and then after they hit, we want them to follow through over the shoulder, where they take another picture with the little camera, digital camera of the ball. So that's how we get their swing going. Butt of the racket at the ball, or take a picture, and then take a picture. And basically that's the entire forehand swing right there. This is the back swing, where you line this up at the ball, and this is the follow through, where you line this up at the ball. So besides the contact point, you know, that's the moment of truth. If the racket face is a little open, the ball goes high. If it's a little closed, it goes down. So they learn to develop a feel.
Open means pointing up, and closed.
Yeah, this is to be open, so that's going to go high, and closed is going to go low. So as they're practicing, they develop a feel and make adjustments, and that's really what helps them control the ball. But once they get that swing down, and it's very simple, they even start out holding the ball on the racket, taking it out, drop hitting, and then finishing over the shoulder with taking a picture of the ball. And it's just an easy way to develop the fundamentals at an early age.
And Saturday mornings, you don't want to miss the cardio tennis
Yeah.
because that's the most fun of all. And
Cardio.
tennis.
So, so I'm listening to the 2 of you, and this sounds very natural for you guys. But I'm thinking in my head, endurance.
I didn't take tennis up
Okay.
Maybe 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
So
But it is a fast
and you build up your
moving.
endurance, you know?
Yeah,
So
you do.
But it takes a lot of practice. You've got to go there
But
all the
fun.
time.
And this time of year, people are looking for something to do to stay active.
That's
and
right, that's
what's
right.
great
What
about
a
Mystic
perfect
Indoor Tennis,
facility.
It's
Yeah.
inside, so you don't have to worry about whether it's cold or rainy or snowy.
You just
You
come.
are covered. And then in the summer, it's, you know, you don't have to worry about it being hot. You're inside.
Fantastic.
So, you know,
That's right.
it's a win-win all year round. We have just a couple of minutes. So do you have anything you want to just... anything coming up about Fripperies? Any announcements about your shop in downtown Mystic or the Tennis Toggery?
Well, for the Toggery, I encourage anybody, if they haven't tried tennis or interested in it or just want to see some of the latest fashions from Fila, K-Swiss, Prince, please come see me.
And how can people find
The
you?
demos.
What's your
Yeah.
phone number?
I am just having people call my cell phone right now for the Tennis Toggery, or they can get in touch with me through
Okay,
the
so
actual
go to Mystic
club.
Indoor Tennis.
Go to Mystic Indoor
Okay.
Tennis.
Yeah.
I'll let you get that.
Okay,
And
okay.
as far as Fripperies goes, it's Christmas coming up. It's time to come out, shop early, because we are a specialty store, which means we are not department stores, so we don't carry a large
Right. And if you-
inventory in the back. We are specialty. Come early. Happy to help you. We are there, and we appreciate you.
Deborah, I want to talk about this outfit that you have on.
This
Okay,
is
this is great, and you
this
put
is
it in
from
with a little
K-Swiss.
top.
Yeah.
Because that's even something you can just walk around.
Oh,
with.
I do. I was in
Right?
California last week. I wore it all week in
Right.
California.
Now,
It
would
was
something like
really
that come in
great.
different colors and things like that
You
too?
can get black and white. You can get some with color
Okay.
in them. But as far as the embroidery, I mean, I just get that done on any piece that you have that you want
This
it
is
done
fantastic. It
anywhere.
looks great on
Well,
you. It
thank
looks very
you.
comfortable too.
It
We got one
That's
for
what I'm
Suzette
looking
that
for.
says princess.
I'm
can.
looking at this, you know, saying to myself,
And
this is great.
the shirt underneath, which is adorable, she got at Fripperies.
Right.
So,
There you go.
you
This
know,
is wonderful.
Good
too.
combination.
So, Scott, maybe you get out there. Do you have a website? And
We
your telephone
do.
number?
We do. We have a website, www.mysticindoor.com.
Great.
And that's relatively new. We just got that up and going, and it's got a lot of information on our memberships, on our
fantastic.
programs, on the pro shop. So pretty much all the scheduling is on the website. And our telephone number there is 860-572-2016. If you wanted to just call the front desk and even come visit, we'll give you a tour, walk you around a little bit, show you the property.
Definitely calling for that.
Yeah.
Scott, I'll call you for a little personal tour there.
And I just highly recommend for adults to get their children in early at a young age, especially when they can develop the good technique, and also for themselves. So their kids can be practicing at the same time they're practicing on their game.
You can make a
That's a
family
great
fair.
idea.
That's
It's
right.
fun.
You really
That's-
can.
Scott,
You
that's
really can.
My
fantastic.
best
I like
times
that.
are playing with
Yeah.
my son. We have such blast. Obviously, he's much better than I am, but
Yeah.
he'll go out there and he'll play with me, and it's just so much fun.
So very important, Mystic Indoor Tennis. Very important to support our local facility.
That's right.
Tennis, Toggery, Fripperies. I mean, I can't tell you how important also to shop local. And definitely, Deborah, she's catching up. 18 years and 18 long, hard years. I tell you, when people, including Scott, and they say small business is tough, it is, but it's worth it, and it's worth it because when people support you, it just makes all the difference in the world. So, Scott, thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
highlighting
having
your
me.
business, and I will take you up on that tour.
All
And
right.
Deb, I'll take you up on this.
Thank
okay,
you.
this little outfit on yours.
Thank you.
Mystic Indoor Team. I don't care what it says. You know, we'll do some advertising, but definitely stop by and see Deborah at Fripperies too.
Thank
And
you.
Tricia,
I'll see you next week.
I dedefinitely will see you next week. We have a lot to report. So we are Mystic Matters. Good evening.
Soul and spirit fly into Mystic. Let your soul and spirit fly into Mystic. Into Mystic. Into Mystic.